lost both eyebrows, both eyelashes. The only thing that was left in my shirt was 3 buttons.
I was told to go to a review meeting, and some coworkers told me of this Spanish Inquisition with the bright lights.
As the supervisor of grounds maintenance, I took it very personally that my crew had the worst accident rate on the project.
So I grabbed a clean cloth and applied it to my head and sent my partner out for the first aid kit. He brought it back in and we opened it up and the boxes were empty.
We want to make sure that by 3:30 we're in that car and we go home and take care of our switch hats and become the family person.
I used to think that asking for help was basically for sissies. I was working long hours doing drywall work above my head. My supervisor had approached me and asked me if I needed a hand doing this, and I told him I could tackle this job on my own. After 3 long days of working overtime, I noticed a pain in my right shoulder and I knew I was in trouble. I found out that I had an impingement in my right shoulder, which had led to some inflammation in my right shoulder, and that I went to see my doctor and he put me on ibuprofen, and I was on that for a few months, and the inflammation just didn't go away.
How do you make safety a personal commitment?
I have one of those crews that sometimes they think that safety is not their priority. I decided to try something new, get everybody in my crew involved, and I'm going to play like I really don't know anything. And okay, I say like I give each individual a question and let them answer it themselves, and then let the group decide is that right or wrong. And I got so many people in my crew coming to me and said, I don't think that was correct, you know. And the other person would say, well, let's call the safety rep and find out. You know, and I said, at least they're paying attention, at least they're listening, and I'm getting it across to them, okay, we can do this together.
Safety has to be a personal commitment. It has to be a way of life that affects not only the way you work, but also the way you live outside of work. We just don't want you to get hurt.
Because of the pain in my right arm, I couldn't do the things that I love to do. I couldn't work out. I couldn't go boating. I love to boat. I couldn't water ski. I couldn't tube. I couldn't kneeboard. And some of the things I love to do with my kids. My only option was surgery, and what the surgery was a acromioplasty, which is kind of like carpal tunnel to your wrist, only to your shoulder, from years of repetitive motion. The surgery was very successful. I was back to work in no time at all. I'm just getting back into the normal things that I love to do.
The old cliche used to be safety first, but a lot of government groups or agencies are getting away from that because they feel that when you think about safety first, what you're doing is you're blocking it out, and then, okay, we took care of safety, now we're going to move on and do the job. And so the new buzzword on all of this is to integrate safety into everything, which really makes more sense.
We each have to commit ourselves to work safely and then recommit ourselves when we're feeling cocky and complacent. Then it's not just an afterthought or an item we check off before moving on to some other priority. Our commitment makes safety an ongoing, never-ending priority that's built into everything we do.
I used to think that asking for help was basically for sissies, that I didn't need any help, that I could tackle the world on my own. After everything I've been through, I'm very safety conscious. As the lead of my crew, I'm really committed to making sure that my coworkers think of things safe and do the same practices that I do. If they don't and they're not aware, I advise them and make them aware of this practice.